This is Chatterbinge.
Johnson & Johnson does not make a sterile bandage big enough to cover over and obscure your embarrassment. It is the dumbest way you've ever injured yourself. Caryn, take me into the ER at Richmond General Hospital and tell me, is there a dumb way that you've injured yourself?
Yeah, these were both when I was little. The first one, which was so incredibly dangerous and life-threatening, so I'm happy that I'm here to laugh about it. I was in second grade. We lived in a house on Long Island in Westbury, and my brother, 3 years older than I, was sitting beneath me watching our, archaic television set, which was a big piece of furniture back then. And my parents were sitting watching the television. So picture this, I'm walking up the steps, but I'm leaning over the slippery wooden banister. And somehow I slipped over that banister and did a head dive. And if my brother had not broken my fall, I would not be here with you today talking and chatting it up on Chatterbinge. I fractured my skull. And so that was a really serious one. I don't think that's what you were going after when you just introduced the segment, but that was so stupid of me, and it was really awful. I had a fracture down the middle of my skull. I was in kindergarten. I'll never forget it. And since then, ironically, I've always had this weird sensitivity and proclivity to head injuries. I've had a lot of concussions. At times, I've talked about the fact that I'm a brain aneurysm survivor, and I think sometimes that I have this weird connection to things in the brain. I don't know what spiritual beliefs I have and don't have about this sort of thing, but I don't know what's going on with the fact that I've had so many head injuries throughout my life. It's almost weirdly a familiar feeling when I get a concussion. I don't know what that means. I wouldn't even be able to explain that. So let's just pass over that. It's like, oh yeah, that. So that's one that was stupid, but really, really serious. We're just giving up our stories here.
We are. Mine is nowhere near as serious as yours, but it was embarrassing. I was working a 3-week stretch as a featured background actor and as a stand-in on a film called The Resident. This was 2010. And there was a day I had a later call time, so there was only 2 principal actors and 2 background actors in the scene, so they didn't need many people, and it was the second director and all this. It wasn't a big deal that day, whatever. So I had to be on set in Brooklyn at 12 noon. So there I am, enjoying my, whatever it was, oatmeal and my banana and everything, and a little coffee before I went. So I had tons of time. This is like 9 o'clock in the morning. I'll get to Brooklyn in plenty of time to go to work. I got my coat on, and I'm ready to leave, and I can't find my car keys. Where are they? We're looking in the bedroom. I'm looking in the bathroom. I'm looking downstairs. I'm looking in the kitchen. What did I do? I go through my pockets. Maybe I threw them out. Could I have thrown my car keys out for some reason? Because I had discarded some stuff that was in my pockets the night before. So I said, I better go look. So I roll up my sleeve and I stick my hand into the garbage can in the kitchen. I get about 9 inches in and I feel slice. I extract my hand from the can, and I find that the upper right portion of the index finger on my right hand is cut pretty badly. I encountered the top of a can of Manwich. You cut it out and you discard the round, circular, deadly weapon at that point, and I cut myself pretty bad. I was bleeding all over the place. Well, here we are at our house with, at the time, a 7-year-old child, and all we had was one Band-Aid that we could find. We really prepare for emergencies here. So I took that one, and it wasn't the big one. It wasn't the pinky-sized bandage. It's the one in the middle, and it didn't really do much. And I wrapped it around, and I had to leave for work. As I was doing that, my wife goes, and she's looking in these other pockets that I didn't even realize I had in this London fog coat. And there were the keys. The keys were in the coat the whole time. So this death dive with my hand into the garbage can and cutting it up was all for naught. I had to go. I could not blow off work. So I get in the car and I have a roll of paper towels and I keep just, wrapping it up. And I finally get to set and I said, look, I got a big problem here. Well, we have to start shooting. So all I did was wash it out, wrap it up real tight with, all they had were more paper towels at that point. And so the scene begins. And we were shooting for almost a good 45 minutes because It's a conversation with two people. You'll understand this. I'll explain for the audience. They had to do the turnaround. When you watch a scene in a movie or a TV show and you see one face and you see the other face, those are two entirely different takes, and they edit it together. So when they finish shooting the one person's face, they got to turn everything around, the cameras, the lights, everything, and it takes time to set that up. 45 minutes later, it's still bleeding. I'm dripping. Hilary Swank says to me, "Dude, are you okay?" No, I'm not. We're on a break. We go back to her trailer. She's got this first aid kit. She cleans me up, patches me up. Everything is fine. I finish the day. I go back to the car at the end of the day, and it looked like a crime scene. There was blood all over the place. I was dripping all the way from New Jersey to Brooklyn. And whenever I see that film now, I think, that's where I'm bleeding. Drip, 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 drip. That's mine.
Oh my gosh. Did you not need stitches? Did you...
In retrospect, most likely, because as I look at it right now, I can actually see the scar. I probably could have taken a stitch or 2 or 12, but I got it in just the right spot. And that's, you cut yourself with something that sharp right there where the skin is not very tough.
Yeah.
I'm very careful now whenever I stick my hands into the garbage. Not like that I do it all the time, but I do have to go searching for stuff every once in a while.
Don't do that. Do not do that ever again. How sweet and thoughtful of Hilary Swank, too.
That's right. See that?
Right?
How many people can say that Hilary Swank is their guardian angel?
I know. Well, you made lemonade out of some really bitter lemons there. I don't know if that applies, but yeah. Well, oof. You kept your index finger. You can point at people.
Yes, I can. I can point with confidence, and I'm not dripping on them either.
Oh, gosh. I'm thinking that the question at hand was what kind of embarrassing, and I'm extending it to just like silly, dumb injuries that you've had. And then you think about it, and pretty much every injury, unfortunately, is sort of dumb. We don't want to be injured. Some more than others, of course. Oh my gosh, what are those awards? I just had an offshoot thought where people do really dumb things and end up getting very hurt, and they're called the something awards. Oh, come on, brain.
The really dumb accident awards? I don't know.
No,
Here we go. Let's
it's
see.
like
What are the awards? Yeah, and I'm actually typing this with that finger. My goodness. Wow, you talk about fate. What are the awards?
It's like
for dumb accidents?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what it says. Dumb accidents. And I'm doing this with one hand. Please deal with me. Okay. The Darwin Award.
Yes, thank you. Oh my God, how could I miss that? Charles Darwin, the smartest man ever. Yeah. Yes, so it's being used sarcastically, but it's this whole conglomeration of just people doing things that result, sadly, in some serious injuries and sometimes death. So I don't mean to make fun of the results, but you wonder, what were people thinking? Okay. My final injury before we wrap this up was also on a set, and it was in Brooklyn as well. It was on the soap opera Texas, and my character was always getting into trouble, kidnapped, drugs, ran away from home, whatever. At one point, I was having a physical tussle, with my co-star, and I was supposed to fall onto a mattress. And normally our unions, they don't allow the actors to actually do their own stunts. They are liable, and it's a big problem. But I decided to do this myself. I thought, what's the big deal? I just fall on the mattress. But the way that I ended up falling on the mattress, I actually hurt my back. And that was in the 80s. So I have lived with a back problem for my entire life based on that very stupid decision. And I can't blame them. I volunteered. So yeah. Maybe one day we'll win a Darwin Award. I'm Ed Kalegi. Oh, gosh, I hope not. I'm Caryn Richman, and this is Chatterbinge.
This is Chatterbinge.
And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can always catch our best guest conversations and segments right here on the YouTube home of Chatterbinge.